All right, guys, we do want to welcome everybody. It is Saturday, June 27th, man. Month is already gone. We do want to welcome you guys. It's great to have you all here. If you are brand new, then, of course, we want to give you some, a few things to help you to get started. We're excited that you're here. We're excited that you're a part of Bryte Lyfe, and, we're going to absolutely, we can change your life with what we have here. So, again, we're excited about that. So, the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about today is St. Pete, the next event, which is going to be November the 20th through the 22nd. Now, one thing that you guys have to understand, and anybody that knows my story, you know that my wife and I have been involved in network marketing now full time for over, man, 30 years. We've gone to the top of several major companies, and any company we've gotten involved in, we've been able to make it work. And it's all because there are things that you have to do to be successful, but one of the most important things is you have to be plugged into the events, and you have to have your teams plugged into the events as well. In fact, I want you to write this down. Events make money, okay? Events make money. So what happens at the event that's so deceptive, I think, okay, most people overlook this, is the fact that when you come to an event, then it raises your belief level, number one. So if you're working with a low belief level, then when you run into a negative person, that negative person is gonna totally throw you off track. They'll have you, thinking about, the fact that, man, maybe this doesn't work, this person's not interested or whatever. But when your belief level is where it needs to be, people like that will not affect you at all. Or you might have somebody in the business that you really believe in, for whatever reason, they quit. And all of a sudden it derails you because your belief level is not where it needs to be. So that's one thing about these events that's going to absolutely help you. It'll help you to remain strong because, sometimes it's not who wants it the most. This is all the time. It's not who wants it the most, it's who wants it the longest. It's who stays the course. Okay. So you have to put yourself in a position to do that, because if you don't, guess what? You'll end up quitting. You'll end up stopping. And what I found with this particular business and company is the fact that this opportunity is so simple and easy that most people take it for granted. I've seen people that have gotten involved here. They've gotten there too. They've gotten a free membership and they've gotten discouraged. Well, this is what you have to understand. Okay, think about this. If you're in a situation where you're getting a $180 monthly membership for free that gives you a four to $5,000 guaranteed 5-star stay every year for free, plus all of the other benefits that we have. What is there to be discouraged about? If that were it, okay, guess what? You won in a way. Okay, so of course, there is an income opportunity here, and I want you to be focused on it because it's something that can absolutely set you financially free. But you have to understand, guys, unlike any other company I've ever seen before, it's nothing that you can lose here if you just try. If you just, make a list of everybody that you know and get this information out to them. I think this is such a no-brainer. I hate to say that a person is stupid if they can't see it. I don't want to call anybody stupid, but everybody's not that way, right? So you really have to, be willing to go through your contacts to get to the right people. And, then of course, we're doing some outreach activity on social media as well, but everybody should be able to find two people that want to better their lifestyles with travel and experiences and residual money income. Everybody should be able to find that. So, again, this next event's coming up in, November the 20th through the 22nd. Another thing that these destination events do is it kind of takes you out of that mundane day to day that most people are caught up in, and it shows you what this life can be, what your life can be. Because if you refer two members and you qualify to get on that dinner cruise that we're taking, guess what? It's going to show you what life can be. Okay, when you're in a warm climate, particularly those of you that live in places where it's cold. When you're in a warm climate and you may choose to do Thanksgiving, in Florida and that kind of thing. It's going to show you what life can be. And guys, that's what it's all about. It takes it from the head to the heart, and it raises your belief level to where it needs to be. So the wrong person does not, derail you in your hopes and dreams, because you have to understand most people in America are broke and living paycheck to paycheck for a reason. And it's just because they bought into that, either your job or your government's going to take care of you, and they just don't have an entrepreneurial, mindset. Yeah, as an entrepreneur, you can be living paycheck to paycheck, but wealthy because of what you're working on, right? So that's what you have to stay focused on, because with this particular comp plan, it's much easier than anything else that I've ever seen. More people are going to make money. So again, I don't mean to be on a soapbox about this, but I just understand how important these events are. Draw a line in the sand and just tell, yourself, because I'm gonna tell you what's great about this. Number one, it's a business expense, but it's also an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your family. Giving you and your family these experiences is an investment in you. So, you should take that investment more serious than anything else. So on this trip, we're going to do the evening dinner cruise. We've got, a huge music festival that a group of us are going to be going to. And then, of course, we're going to have business building training there. So, again, just do what you have to do to be there. Make this a part of your business building process. Make this a part as well of elevating your family's lifestyle. And I can promise you, it's all a tax write-off as well. So, I can promise you, you definitely will not regret it. Now, let's talk about very quickly. I want to review the influencer program with you, okay? The $100 gift card, how it works, because this is an actual $100 for a person that uses this to travel. In fact, I did a search. I showed you guys this last week. I did a search, I believe, for the Dallas area, right? So you'll notice this 4 points by Sheraton. So if you gave somebody one of these $100 travel credits, then you one thing that you'll notice here. In fact, let me get my laser so I can show you. So you'll notice that the retail rate on this, and I did a week stay, so the savings would be great to really illustrate my point. So for the week at this 4 points by Sheraton, Arlington Entertainment District, you'll notice that the retail rate is 25.26. Now your rate after applying the $100 credit is 24.26. Now you might look at this and say, well, we're not really giving people $100. Well, if I'm getting ready to book this trip and you give me this link, and I can pay 24.26 instead of 25.26, what's the difference? Somebody give me in the chat box, what's the difference? If you subtract 24.26 from 25.26, what's the amount? What's the difference there? Anybody got any idea? $100. Tim, you are sharp. Okay, Terry is sharper than Tim, though. All right, Leon. So the bottom line, guys, is that's $100 difference. So if I put my credit card in and I was going to pay 25.26 anyway, but you gave me something that allowed me to pay 24.26, you just in essence gave me $100. Okay, so this is what you're giving to people, but this is what's so powerful about it. I then look and see that the member rate, okay, is 14.58. So it tells me that I can upgrade to save another $968 on a trip that I'm going to take anyway. So when I click on upgrade, what is it going to show me? For a couple of $100, you can save another $968. Okay, so I pay that and I end up paying 24.58 instead of what? 25.26. So I just saved $1,100. So, again, guys, that is a way that this works. That is the sales process that you're going to follow here. And, it absolutely works, because sometimes that sales process just kind of works a step at a time. So again, the retail rate 25.26, the rate that your prospect gets because you give them this $100 credit is 24.26. That's a real $100. they become a member, then they get it for 14.58, and they just save $968. So that is, the way that that works now. I see that Wes just popped in here. So one other thing I want to mention before I bring Wes on is we are going live probably next week with a step-by-step getting started process. Okay, it'll be a day-to-day process. Your first 10 days, just simple things that you always need to do, things that are never going to change as far as technology and that kind of thing, like making your list, who you want to target. We're going to give you scripted messages that you can actually copy and paste and send to the people on your list. And then, of course, you understand that the fortune is in the follow up. So you want to follow up with those people as well. So we've got all that, that is right now being loaded in our system, and that'll be coming here real soon. So, at this point, guys, I'm gonna go on and turn it over to Wes. He's got a lot of special information for you guys to share with you all. So, Wes, why don't we get you pinned here, and I'm gonna turn it over to you. I like your outfit, by the way.
Absolutely. I've got all the swag, all the gear. And just to let you guys know, we are going to open the t-shirts back up for sale. We had some extra t-shirts made. The printing company actually made a typo on the first round of shirts, and so we are going to be opening the t-shirts back up for sale. So you'll see that in the store. We're going to announce it tomorrow night. So there will be a very, very limited amount of t-shirts. Of course, the hats are available, the beach towels, and I've been using these for prizes for the social golf league here in Sarasota, and people love them. The beach towels are awesome because they're microfiber basically, and so they're perfect for the beach because the sand doesn't stick in them. So all you have to do is shake them off, and so great way to advertise your business, obviously. So you can get to the gear store inside of the app, or you can go to brytelifegear.com and make sure you pick up your gear. The shirts will be back live today. So we will have a very, very limited amount of those. Those will be in a few weeks. So we'll send everything out probably in the next 2 weeks. So those shirts have already been made, and they're already getting shipped over here. So just keep that in mind. You want to definitely pick the shirts up because it'll be a very limited amount. Yeah, and if you got a shirt before and you pre-ordered a shirt, you will get to exchange that shirt out in St. Pete. So we're holding back the orders that were already delivered, and you'll get an extra shirt. So for those of you that got the shirts originally, you get 2 for 1. So don't forget about that. You'll get those in St. Pete. And speaking of St. Pete, we extended the early bird pricing one more week, and so that will end tomorrow night at midnight. So the ticket prices for the St. Pete event will go up. We're about to announce the concert, the St. Pete Country Music Festival concert ticket prices and access. So that's coming in the next week or so. So you definitely want to get your tickets while you can for early bird. You've got another 36 hours or so to get them. So I would highly suggest getting on the app this weekend. Remember, you can use travel dollars. You'll be able to use travel dollars for the event, and you can also use travel dollars for the actual concert as well. So make sure you're keeping up with your travel dollars, and as you're signing people up using the new Influencer Pro system, that you're remembering about that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the Influencer Pro system really quick, and I'm going to tell you some things that I've been doing, that I've been using, that have been working. And so I'm going to encourage everybody to follow along, and I'm going to give you some step-by-step things that you need to do in order to use the system effectively. We have made some tweaks to the system already, and you'll see some more tweaks this week. And then I've got some exciting information. I'm going to give you a little bit more info on the timeline for the B2B launch, which is now closer than we anticipated. We actually went through some final testing this week, and so I'm going to tell you more about that in just a second. So I'm going to share my screen with you. All right. Now, remember, the whole idea of the Influencer Pro system came from our B2B development. And so I think it's really important, if you've not heard this, that you understand what the purpose was of us creating this Influencer Pro system. And there are going to be some additional enhancements to the system that you've been using. Because remember, and for those of you that were in Orlando, you know that we're in beta right now. So, what is beta? For those of you that are not familiar, we're a technology company. So, beta is an opportunity for us to kind of work through some of the kinks, try some things out, see how conversions happen, see what kind of questions we get asked. We've already made some changes to the checkout flow, to the sign up process, to some of the data that we collect. This is all coming from feedback from you guys as well. So I want to thank everybody that's upgraded and that's given us feedback on the program, on the platform. And so this was created for B2B. So what happened was, as we were building it, we had several discussions internally talking about, well, could we use this same system, this same process for B2C, for our influencers that are targeting customers and members, in addition to obviously our reps, our influencers that are going to be targeting businesses. And so what we did is, as we developed the platform that is going to be required to be a B2B rep, we added these features that made it usable for your customers, your prospects, your friends, your family, your contacts, to give them trial access to our hotel booking platform, which is obviously one of our biggest membership benefits. But one of the things that's important to understand is, because this was all originally geared towards B2B, that this is heavily travel influence, right? So it's important that you're explaining to your prospects through the upgrade process that Bryte Lyfe is not just travel. But remember, when we developed this platform and this system, it was developed for companies, for corporate travel, to be able to save money. And I'm going to talk about how we're integrating that in just a moment. And so what we did was, we created the platform in a way where you could use the same system that we built for B2B for your prospects. So what does that mean? That means that it's important that you explain to your prospects, when you give them their $100 credit, that this is just one part of the Bryte Lyfe benefits, right? And so I've been using this, trying out a new technology, which is exactly what it is. And I'm going to share that post with you in just a moment. And I'm going to actually recommend that you all stop what you're doing and post it, because I've used it a couple of times and it's been amazing. I've gotten great results from it. I'm going to talk about some of that in just a second. But all of these features that you see now, this is the first release. So this is the beta version. And I've been talking already about some of the additional features that are going to be going live. One of them, it's one of the most important features, is our AI sales agent. We've basically integrated a piece of technology that will summarize the savings, the retail cost, the annualized savings once the company adds the membership and has the employees on it. It'll do all the calculations for you. And so we're actually building an update for the current version to have something very similar, and it should go live, at least a portion of it, this week. To where your members will be able to see their savings on the upgrade screen. In other words, they go through the search, and let me just walk you through the platform, okay? And we've talked about this, but I want you to understand there are two different ways to send these links out, okay? And I think there's some confusion because not everybody's gone back and watched the training. So first thing I'm going to tell you is you should go back and watch the trainings, because I'm not going to retrain you on everything today. Today, I'm talking about some things that are working and some things that are coming, some changes that we're making, and we're announcing a major contest. And so you're going to hear all about that today. So keep in mind that you can send personal invites to individuals, and then you can also create links, okay? So you can create links and you can send invites. And so those are the two methods when you go through the system that you can see. One of them is assign credit, and one of them is generate a link. okay? The link process we made so that you can run promotions, you can run contests, you can put expiration dates on those. And so you don't have to assign those to an individual, okay? You can just create the link and then you can use the link on social media. You can do a promotion like I did where you can literally just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I said the first 10 people that respond. And so you can create those links in advance and then literally click on one and send it to the first person, click on two and send it to the second person, and then they can put in their information. All right. And so that's why there's two different ways of using the platform. And so we, once again, had some questions come in, given some feedback to some people. I think it's really important that everyone watch the training. That's the reason why we're making the training today required for those of you that want to be part of this contest that I'm about to announce. And so that's why we're doing that, because a lot of the questions are coming from people that haven't watched the training. So just wanted to clarify that that is an important part of the system. You can send individual invites through the credits, okay? Or you can generate links, which you can use you can send it directly to someone and that will be their link. Or you could actually post the link in a post and say the first person to claim this gets this $100 credit. And so once that link is used, it's assigned to that person. So there's several ways you can use the system. And we're even adding some additional features that you will see. Obviously, we've gone through the back end, but you can choose an expiration date. So if you did run a campaign, the other thing I'm encouraging you to do is when you send out the first 10 people that respond on your social media pages, when you send those out, I'm encouraging everyone to do a 24-hour expiration on these links. The reason why is because you want them to go click on it and activate it immediately. That's going to be one of our important steps that I'm about to share with you, because part of this contest is going to be activation. So not just creating the links, but actually getting people to activate the trial, okay? Getting them to activate their $100 credit. And so that's all tracked in our interface. And so we can see that. I can see all of the links that you've created. I can see all of the ones that have been activated. We can see the ones that have converted. We're getting a great number of people that are actually activating to convert. So the numbers are looking really good. The system is working. And once again, we're in beta right now. And that's why it's $49. And here's something that you need to write down. We are probably going to launch the B2B full version and we'll be out of this beta trial in about 2 weeks. So that means that you literally have less than 2 weeks to get on at $49 on the Influencer Pro, because when it goes live, we have decided that it's going to be $79.99 for the full version of everything that we've been building and developing. All the contact management solution. This is a full-fledged CRM for your leads with the built-in sales agent with AI. So this is an important piece of technology for people that are serious about the business. And so you want to make sure you're on it at 49, because in 2 weeks it's going to be $79.99 and you'll be grandfathered in at that $49.99 price. Okay, so keep that in mind. You definitely want to make sure you get upgraded before the new stuff goes live, because when all the new features go live, we're going to make the price the same price for everybody going forward. And so you definitely want to take advantage of that. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what's working on the platform right now, talking a little bit about what we've been doing, what's been working. Okay. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to literally go to my Facebook page. If you're on your computer, if you're on your phone, I know it'll be harder for you, but I want you to go and I want you to look at the first post that I made. Now, this has been over a week ago, okay? And if you go to my Facebook page, my personal page, okay, you'll see on there that it was on June 13th, okay? I made this post and I kept it there on purpose. I've also done this on Instagram as well, but we're going to talk about that in just a second. And so I used the links, the create link, okay? And I made link 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So each person that responded, I didn't have to go get their info. I didn't have to go get their email. I didn't have to go make it for them. I created the links. And then literally, I just drag and drop the links to each one of the people in order of how they commented. Okay. So I want you to look at this really quick. We'll come back to this in just a moment. Okay. So I want everybody to, you can copy and paste it if you go to my page. That's why I told you to go there. You can go to that post from June 13th and just copy and paste this post. I've already converted 6 of the 10 people. Now you'll notice there was a lot more than 10. So I wound up sending it to more than just the 10 because 23 people wound up commenting. Okay. So I sent it to all 23. So I made additional links. Okay. And I haven't posted again on Facebook because I'm still following up and working through these initial leads. And I wanted to be able to look at how the system was working, the feedback we were getting. And so I'm going to post this again tomorrow. And weekends are a great time to post. But here's the thing. I think everybody should just take this post right now. If you've not already posted this, and just copy and paste it right now on your Facebook page. So everybody just stop what you're doing and just go take this post, okay? It's the one that says, I have 10 free $100 travel gift cards to try out the new technology my company just launched. First 10 people to comment free gets them, okay? So it's right there. And within a couple of hours, I already had 20 responses, okay? And so I'm going to show you step by step exactly what I did with them once I sent them the links. I'm going to show you step by step and how I've already converted 6 of these people into paying members. Okay. So I'm going to give you just a second to go do that. So don't wait. And if you need the post, if you can't see it on my page, I'll read it out to you right now. So just type this down, write it down. You can use the exact same thing. I just was trying to make it easy for you so you can just copy exactly what's on my post on June 13th. But this is the post. I have 10 free $100 travel gift cards to try out the new technology my company just launched. Exclamation point, exclamation point. All right. I have 10 free $100 travel gift cards to try out the new technology my company just launched. First 10 people to comment free, get them. Okay. That's it. That's all I posted. And once again, I had over 20 people respond, even though I already read it. But within a couple of hours, I was already at 20. Okay. And so, depending on how many followers you have, what your interactions are like, it may take you a little bit longer, but I'm telling you to post it now because you're going to be excited when you hear the contest that we're going to announce in just a minute. And Denson, if you could do me a favor, if you would screenshot everybody that's in the training right now, because only the people that are in the training are going to be eligible for the contest that I'm about to announce. So if you can just if you've got that, if you can copy everybody, just screenshot the list of people that are on here.
Okay, I've got it.
Denson, if you see that, if you can just put, cool, perfect. So go post it right now. All right. I have 10 free $100 travel gift cards to try out the new technology my company just launched. First 10 people to comment free, get them. Okay. So now we're there. Now let me show you what I did once these people responded. Okay. This is the important part of what you need to do is how you follow up. Okay. So you make the post. I'm also going to share in the Facebook group, and Eva shared it the other day, but I'm going to share it again. We made a poster that you can also use. Now, this poster that we made is not for this particular post, okay? I'm going to show you another way to use that poster in just a moment, okay? But this is exactly what I did. So I made the post, okay? And then immediately I sent the links out and I created the links on the share link, okay? Not on the direct invite. This will keep you from having to put everybody's name, email, phone number. You just create the links. And the way I did it, you can do it however you choose to. But I think I've listed it as post 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there wound up being like 19 of them that I sent out. So that's how you can do it line by line. Take the link, go in and copy it, and then you send them the link. That keeps you from having to get their phone number, get their email, just in case you don't have it. Then when they go activate it, they'll have to put in that information. So it's just easier for you. This is the way that share link system was created, was so you could market and use it without having to go get everybody's information. Here is something that's very important, okay? We are making a video that should be available in the next week or two that will explain to a guest user how our technology works, okay? Like how they search, how the discount works, and so we're making that. It's already scripted, it's being made. So that will be part of the system going forward. When they log in for the first time on the app or on the website, they will see this video. But in the meantime, it's really important that you explain to them how the credit works and how they use it. So what I did was I tried to talk to everybody personally, and I think that's one of the reasons why my conversions were higher, was because I tried to get to everybody personally and thank them for checking out the trial. I explained to them, our search engine is based on geography, so don't go search for a specific hotel. And I've told people some good searches to try it out and see how it works, because they may not be ready to book a hotel today, but you can get them excited about Bryte Lyfe by showing them the power of the discount and the value. So what you don't want to have happen is you don't want people to think that they can't go in and play with it and use it if they're not ready to book. Okay, so because I saw that happening. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to y'all about this today, was because there will be some people that if you don't explain it, how it works and what it is, there'll be some people that are like, well, I don't have anything to book right now. I don't have anything to shop for. I don't have anything to search for. So you need to give them some suggestions. So here's some of the ones that I've done. I've shared Vegas. I've shared Miami Beach. I've shared Dubai. And I've shared New York City. Those markets, we have a ton of hotels. We have a lot of hotels with big discounts. And the other thing that I've done, and here's another tip that I'm telling you now, this is why it's so important that you get on these trainings, is I've been doing searches for a week. Okay. Now, they don't have to book a week, but here's what happens. Okay. When you do a week search, you're going to see massive savings, right? Because you're looking at 7 nights, or you could do 6 nights or 5 nights. But what you don't want, okay, is to have people searching for 1 night, because then the impact of the savings is not as high. Because if they do a 1 night search and they are just looking to see what the savings are, what you want them to see is a large amount of dollar savings, so that it pushes them to understand the psychology of upgrading and becoming a member. If you have people that are searching in, Biloxi, Mississippi, and they're just couldn't put in 1 night in Biloxi, they might only save $20, $30, $40, which, hey, it's still something. But what's happening is that if you're not explaining to them how this works and the way the credit works, and giving them some suggestions of things to look for and search for, the excitement level of saving $20 versus the excitement level of saving $700 or $800 or $1,000 or $2,000 is much different. Okay. Now, you're not saying that they have to book that, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to show off our technology. You're trying to show off our savings. And so it's really important that you're telling people how to use it, how to shop. And the other thing you need to be watching for is activations. So you need to be watching for activations. You're going to get the notifications. Remember, in the beginning, whenever it first went live, you were getting notifications of anybody in your team, but we've changed that to where the notifications will only come for your personal invites. So the ones that you've invited, the links that you've created, the ones that are in your system, those are going to be the only alerts that you're getting. You're not going to be getting alerts for other people inside your organization. Okay. That was another change that we made on the system, on the platform, because if you have a big team, you're going to be getting alerts all the time. We don't want to, bog you down with all of the alerts. So it'll just be your own personal activities. So you need to be watching for those. We've created some additional alerts. Those should be going live this week if they're not already live. We did a technology push late yesterday, and I was traveling back from Miami And so I don't know if they're live yet, but there will be this week a new set of alerts that are going to be going out. So be watching for those. Then here is the next step. Okay. And this is one of the ways that I was able to convert so many people already to memberships is getting them on a Zoom after they've seen how the tech works. Okay. Now we added an explainer video of the Bryte Lyfe membership. It's on the trial page now. So if they click preview membership, also on the checkout screen, we're going to give them a link to see all the benefits. So you're going to see a brand new checkout screen this week. So the screen with the three boxes, okay, so we did have three boxes um, on there. It was these three boxes. That is changing. That is changing to the new checkout screen that is going to mimic a lot of the functionality of our B2B platform. So that's done now. So we're moving some of that to this B2C version. So this will change. Okay. So this week you're going to see the new checkout screen. So it's very important that you encourage your trial members to get on a Zoom or to watch the 10-minute video that's there inside of the app and the website so that they know all of the other benefits. Because remember, this was heavily designed for corporate travel. So they don't know about all of the other benefits unless they've clicked through the website and looked at all of the other pillars of what we have to offer. That's why I'm telling you to get them on a Zoom or get them on the video as soon as possible once they've seen it, right? Once they've seen the prices or they start asking questions. And that's why it's important to watch for the activity because you will know when they activate because you are going to get an alert that that person is now a guest. They have activated their membership. Okay. So now I want to talk about what we're doing for the contest. Okay. So the way the contest is going to work, and that's why I wanted you to all make this post. Okay. Is we are going to do a special giveaway next Sunday night on the corporate call. And this is how you get into the giveaway next Sunday night. Okay. All you have to do is get 20 activations between now and next Sunday night. Okay. So it's not give out 20 links. You need to have 20 activations. All right. So you've got a full 8 days to get into the drawing next Sunday night. So only the people that are on this training and only the people that are on this training that get 20 activations are going to go into the drawing. Now, I'm not going to tell you what we're giving away, but just understand you will thank me whenever you get into the drawing next week, especially for I mean, it's going to be one of like 50 or some odd people that are on this training right now. And it's only going to be for people that get 20 activations. So you have to have 20 guest activations of either in direct invite links or your generated links. Okay. So it doesn't matter which one you use. As long as you have 20 activations from now until next Sunday night, we're going to do a drawing. And only those of you that were on this training live today are eligible. Now, if you want to participate, that's fine. You can participate. I encourage you, if you're watching this later, or if you weren't able to make it on the training, that you participate. But only the people that were on the training, and we have the list now of everybody who was on here, will be eligible. But 20 activations. We're going to do this special drawing next Sunday night. Now, I want to talk about a couple of other things before I give you some dates on the B2B. We talked about St. Pete. We are like very within the next week to 10 days, we're going to be announcing the pricing of the tickets, where our tickets are, how that's going to work. You're going to hear all about that. So once again, you have early bird pricing until tomorrow night at midnight. So you're getting your tickets at 50% off. You can use your travel dollars to buy those. So you definitely want to make sure that you're talking about this to your team. Remember, we need all of you to be promoting this event on all of your calls, all of your meetings, all of your trainings, all of your live events, anything you're doing. You want to be talking about St. Pete because we have our recognition day on November 20th, which is Lifer 800, and our Get To cruise. And remember, to get on the cruise, all you have to do is make 2 personal member enrollments from Orlando until October the 15th. So you've got until a month before the training to get on the Get To cruise. That's when we have to cut off the registration for that. So you've got Get To cruise, you've got your Lifer 800 day. So that's going to be all about recognition. Then the 21st, we have our conference. And then Sunday, the 22nd, is when we're going to the St. Pete Country Music Festival. So make sure that you're telling all of your team about this. Make sure you're talking to all your new people about this. Remember, when the early bird tickets go off sale, we're going to have that very special 2-for-1 for members that buy their tickets to the conference, not the music festival, to the conference. In the first 7 days of joining, they're going to get 2-for-1, whatever tickets they buy. So if you haven't already seen this, and so we're going on Sunday for Bailey Zimmerman. He's the biggest headliner of the entire event. He's sold out almost every one of his shows on his world tour that he's doing, his first headlining world tour. He's been selling out everything. So massive name in the country music world. And so he's the headliner on that Sunday. So we're super excited about that. And then these are the early bird prices. Remember, 2-for-1 once early bird ends. Any new member who buys their conference ticket during their first 7 days will get 2 tickets for the price of 1. They can transfer that to anybody they choose. And so what I want to do now is tell you about something else that we're about to announce, and I'm going to give you kind of the head start. One of the things that we've been working on that Denson mentioned at the very beginning is our new onboarding. So one of our focuses as a company is to get better at retaining our members in the first 30, 60, 90, 120 days. When we get out of 6 months, we don't lose anybody, but we want to get better at teaching you how to get people engaged in the business. So we've been working for months behind the scenes on building a step-by-step guide on how to get people onboarded properly, getting them the right information. We've been working on these explainer videos that you're going to be seeing very soon as well. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a very special reactivation campaign. Now, we're going to announce this officially tomorrow night, but it's very important that you get all of your members, even if they're not members currently, if they're not active, if they were members in the past, you want to get them on the corporate call tomorrow night, because on the corporate call tomorrow night, I'm going to announce a very special reactivation campaign. So we've got a lot of things that we're doing for you to help you re-engage your members that have been members in the past but have dropped off for whatever reason, finances, money, whatever, kids and new job and whatever. So we want to promote the new Influencer Pro program and all the success of our B2B program, which is going to be launched now within 2 weeks. So we've got 2 weeks basically to get people excited about B2B, to get people excited about Influencer Pro. But we're going to have a very special reactivation campaign that is going to go live this week. So we're going to announce it tomorrow. So it's really important that you get everybody on the corporate call tomorrow night. Now, everybody that, yes, John, you can. So John just asked about getting extra tickets to the conference using travel dollars while they're the early bird price. Yes, absolutely. I think that's a great idea. In fact, I suggested that to everybody in Orlando. Use your travel dollars now to buy tickets at the early bird price, and then you can sell them to people on your team, or you can give them away. You can use them for contests, promotions, incentives. But tomorrow night at midnight, the tickets will go up to the full price. So this is your last chance to get early bird, and you can use your travel dollars, and you can assign your tickets to anyone. Okay, so once you buy your tickets, they'll be in your account. You can do a support request, and we can transfer those to anybody that you would like. So that's another great question, and obviously a great thought while we're under this last 36 hours of early bird pricing. And remember, we need your help, because the more tickets we sell to the conference, the more tickets we sell to the music festival, the more VIP benefits we're going to get. But remember, we're committed to at least 150 tickets for the music festival. We need to get beyond that if we want to be able to get some extra perks and privileges. You'll be hearing more about that in the next week or so. So we've got a lot of things happening right now. We're going to launch this massive reactivation campaign highlighting the new benefits of Influencer Pro, and you're not going to believe how people are going to be able to get their bucket list trip if they were active before. Your minds are going to be blown. We're doing something special just for you and to win back old members and that or customers that have fallen off or not been active. So this is all going to be announced tomorrow night. So you definitely want to make sure that you get everybody on the corporate call tomorrow night. Everybody that was on this training today and went and made that post, you probably got a layup of 10 new people. And once you get those 10, make the post again. You're going to see, I'm going to take the old post down. I'm going to put the new post up. I'm going to get a whole new group of activations. I just was trying to get those people converted and kind of work through the system, using it myself, seeing what was working, what wasn't working. So all of that has come into the updates that we've already made. More updates are already scheduled to go live this week. And remember, we are now literally about 2 weeks away from when Influencer Pro is going to go to $79 a month. And we're going to be out of beta for this first trial and all of those B2B options to do the $20,000 credits for the businesses. That's all very close to going live. So within 2 weeks, so you've got a small window to get in on the $49 option for this beta release of Influencer Pro. Then it's going to be a requirement. If you want to participate in the B2B program, there'll be an accreditation. And in 2 weeks, we'll announce that. It'll go live. It'll be $79.99 a month, but you'll be locked in and grandfathered at that $49.99 price point. So you definitely want to upgrade while you can, while you have the opportunity. So get everybody on your team to upgrade. Get everybody on the corporate call tomorrow night. We're going to announce this reactivation campaign where people are going to be able to get their original bucket list trip back, their original date back. There's going to be a couple of things that are important to know and hear tomorrow night. But once again, get everybody on the call tomorrow night. You're going to hear all about it. You're now eligible for the drawing that we're going to have next Sunday night for the 20. So the 20 activations will get you in the drawing next Sunday night. You'll thank me, I promise, next Sunday night. So you want to make sure you get your 20. And when you guys are getting your 20, drop it in the group, okay? Be part of the group. Even if you're not in the contest, if you watch this later, drop it in the group when you get your 20 activations so that we can talk about your success and see who's having success with the program. And I'm also asking you for anybody who already has testimonials from Influencer Pro. If you have a testimonial for Influencer Pro, if you've converted someone, if you've signed somebody up as a member using Influencer Pro, we want your testimonials because we are going to actually reach out and do some videos highlighting Influencer Pro. So put that in the members only group on Facebook. If you have a testimonial, we would love to hear it. We'll ask for those again tomorrow night on the corporate call. But we would love to hear your testimonials. I've been talking about, obviously, my success of using the platform, and we've made some tweaks from suggestions that you guys have made and from some of the people I've interacted with. And so you're going to see that new checkout process, that new upgrade screen this week, and it is going to look very similar to the way the checkout process is going to be for our businesses. So that's all going live in this version of the Influencer Pro this week. So you're going to be seeing some things this week and lots of updates. The app is going to be getting updated quite a bit. You're going to see a lot of changes. And so we appreciate your support, your feedback. Just want to make sure that I didn't forget anything. Okay. So just get back here tomorrow night. Obviously, Bryte Lyfe News tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, and then we'll have our regular Zoom schedules this week. We're not going to be doing a hotel group or block of rooms. You just can be anywhere in St. Pete. If you're anywhere in St. Pete for those dates, you'll be fine. Because it'll depend on how many people. We won't finalize the contract for the venue until for probably a couple of months. So if you want to book hotel rooms now, anywhere in St. Pete will be good. We're looking at venues all around downtown St. Pete. So anywhere in the St. Pete area, you'll be fine. There's dozens and dozens of hotels. You can do beachfront. You can do downtown St. Pete. You can do on the water in St. Pete. You can do on Central Ave. There's like a Moxie. There's tons of hotels there, so it doesn't matter where you stay. You're going to be close, but we won't have the venue finalized because we don't know what our head counts are going to be until it gets closer. So yeah, for those of you that are in Florida, obviously you'll be able to drive and it'll be close for all of you guys. So thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, brytelifenews.com, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. You definitely want to be there. We're announcing our brand new reactivation campaign and get started on your 20 activations so that you can be part of the giveaway next Sunday night. You want to make sure you get your 20 because only those of you that were on here live today, about 50 or some odd people, are eligible for that. So thanks for being on here today, supporting the training, and make sure you get your teams upgraded while it's still $49. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a great weekend and God bless.